I'm at the point now where I've picked up all kinds of wonderful, I call them gifts because they are gifts to me in a way,
Yeah.
of spatiality, of being able to know where I am, being able to feel things when they're close by. I can't tell you how many times I've stopped someplace and to check something out and feel something next to me and reach out and there's a big pole or a wall or something that I can feel it's there.
Yeah.
And these are things that I've developed over a long period of time. But also this whole idea of putting two and two together, you know, of if you feel this, something else must be there, right?
Yeah.
And these are things that all of us have. We just learn to develop them better when we have to use them.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Silico, for this wonderful interview.
Thank you.
And we wish to interview sometime
Absolutely,
else.
my pleasure, man.
My name is Roberto, and I'm here at the tech class of CSB. I'm introducing here Jerry Coons. And what is your job title?
Adaptive Technology Specialist.
Was it hard or easy to adapt to this blind and darkness world, or?
Well, when I was in the 6th grade and got hit in the head, it was kind of a tough adjustment because I could no longer participate in active sports. It was embarrassing because I couldn't see my friends. It was embarrassing because people would say, "Look there," and I wouldn't be able to see what there was.
You had a hard time during school. Did you had any support from any teachers or any support?
In the 6th grade, I had a teacher of the visually impaired, and I was in regular classes. I used Braille. I had things read to me. I used tape recorders. I had a lot of support from my friends, from other students. When I was in high school, it was a little bit tough not being able to see who waved at me from across the room or across the cafeteria or across the ball field. People thought I was stuck up because they didn't really know that I couldn't see because I didn't carry a white cane.
What was your reason for not using a cane?
The idea of announcing that I was blind. Being blind was embarrassing. I didn't want to be known as the blind guy. So that's why I didn't use a cane.
How was it possible to stay safe without a cane?
It really wasn't a safe thing to do. I used to fall off curbs, trip down stairways, bump into people. Going from light to dark, I'd get confused. I'd trip on things very frequently. I think I looked a lot blinder than I actually needed to because I wouldn't use a cane. As I became graceful with my cane as an adult, I learned to travel much more safely and efficiently.
Thank you, Jerry, for your time. It was a pleasure just to interview you.
In the 3rd section, we talk about some of our challenges.
We're at the corner of Gallaudet and Walnut, a block from the School for the Blind, and we are practicing this intersection. The good news about this intersection is that it has an audible beep control. Stuart, can you tell me what traffic you hear now? But the downside of it is that there are right turners and left turners that sometimes take the corners really quickly, and it has been a hazard for our students and our staff.
Getting around the Kennedy campus can be very difficult for students with visual impairments.
So usually when I come around here, people are coming in and out really fast, so it's a bit hard to, because sometimes in the middle of the quad over there, there's a lot of more people than on the side. So, but when you're walking, so I try to walk on the side, but it's also hard because the doors open outwards and they can hit you.
This right here, there's a whole hall right here, and as you see, it's all dark, right? And when you come from this part of the sun to here, and when the bell rings, all the people come out of both sides, the doors on this side and the right side, and so it gets crowded. And so this is the worst part where you can hit the doors when you're walking and you want to get around people, like they're in the middle, and sometimes they just stand there, and then you gotta get to the left or to the right, and that's when people open the doors on that side or this side, whichever side you're walking on.
Some difficulties getting to this classroom is that the hallways are narrow, so bumping into people and trying to get around the poles and things are difficult. An easier way to get to the classroom is actually coming from behind the building and then coming to the classroom. The main thing that goes through my mind is I don't want to trip over people's feet because people do like to stop in the middle of the hallways. In certain parts of the hallways there's no light, so being able to see which way is forward, like if I'm going in the right direction, and also to make sure that when doors are opening that I'm in the center of the hall and not to the right or left because the doors open outward.
A demonstration. Andrea teaches Sierra how to use the white cane.
Well, our class is all visually impaired, and we're making a video about safety and when we use the cane and how to stay safe and all that. So they wanted me to teach a sighted student how to use the cane. So what you do is you pull the top, you pull this out. Just be careful.
Watch the joints. Yeah.
Andrea opens the cane. Sierra gives it a try.
What you want to do is sweep it from the right to the left, only shoulder to shoulder.
Now Andrea blindfolds Sierra.
How do you feel? Oh, weird. Very weird. No? You're still in the hallway. Oh! It feels like I'm walking. Okay, that's the bench. How did you feel while you were being blindfolded? And did you feel like the cane was helping you?
It felt funny that I didn't know distance well. Like, yeah, I knew what it felt like, but I didn't know how far we had to go.
It's odd not being able to see and not knowing where to go.
Final comments, hopes and advice.
I would like to tell other students that are coming into the mainstream class that when they're at Kennedy, to really know when to use a cane because it's really crowded. There's a lot of doors opening, so be careful.
I want people to see that I'm just like them, but it's just that I can't see and they can, but the rest is all the same. How I think, how I dress, how I do things.
Well, here's one thing. I can't handle myself. I'm just like you. But there's one thing about me. I'm visually impaired.
I want people to think of me as a normal person and not feel sorry for me and not think that I'm dumb or because I'm visually impaired.
I would like people to see me as an individual and not just see me as someone with a visual impairment. I would like people to get to know me as a person and not just see me as somebody who's different.
Say what you feel and say what's in your head, never let it in there. And if someone's kind of treating you like, because some people just like help you too much, like you can't do this and do that. So you gotta say, hey, I can do this. I'm not dumb or anything. I'm just visually impaired. So kind of speak for yourself and don't let anybody speak for you.
The LB crew, Roberto, Alex, Alora, Olivia, Andrea, and Peter. Video produced and directed by Chip Curry, project coordinator June Waugh. Thank you to the students of the CSB Kennedy High School mainstream class, the LB crew, for their courage and enthusiasm. Thank you to Sierra from Kennedy High School for volunteering to learn to use the white cane. And thank you to Stuart, CSB Junior High School student, for allowing us to film his mobility lesson. Special thanks to Claire Becker and Jonathan Waite, CSB mainstream class teachers. And thanks to all the teachers and administrators who made this film possible.